Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read The Fall of Shanaara, The Skaar Invasion by Terry Brooks. And if you're like me, you absolutely worship Terry Brooks just because of how vividly he writes and just how seamlessly his story flows. And this has so much action in it, and of course it combines two of my favorite elements being sci-fi and fantasy. And I'm really reminded of ElfQuest for some odd reason. I don't know why. I'm thinking maybe Terry perhaps got a lot of his inspiration from that, but it's definitely his own world. And you have this battle that is forthcoming, and the woman who is responsible for it is highly sought after, so they could put it to a stop. And Driscoll is the one that's looking for the Elfstone. He's looking for the Black Elfstone, because he realizes that once he procures it, he can put a stop to everything, basically. But there's more involved with the Black Elfstone than meets the eye, and he figures that out later. But much more after the denouement of the book, and you think, I did not see that coming, and neither did Driscoll. And it's one of those things, I can predict what's going to happen in a book because I've read plenty of books to know where the plot's going. But this was so well executed, I'm just completely mesmerized by just how incredibly well Mr. Brooks can weave a tale and just wrap you in it, and you never want it to end. And this ends on a very up in the air moment, but you know where it's going. You feel like, and then what? So I don't think that this is going to be the final, although it says The Fall of Shanaara. I don't think that it's going to be his final book. There's got to be more. There has to be more involved with what's going to come afterward, after the fact. And it's so rapturously written. I can see all the characters starting to really wrestle with this apocalypse that's oncoming, and they know that the Skaar in and of themselves are very sinister and manipulative and sneaky in how they execute battle. And they do that. They actually do. They turn the tables on the Federation. And I also like the fact that it has kind of a Final Fantasy feel to it with the airships involved. And I thought, now we're getting somewhere. Because I don't know what it is. I've always liked airships, and that's probably the reason why when I wrote my own sci-fi, it was actually more steampunk than sci-fi, but I had a dirigible involved because I thought, oh yeah, that would be a really nice touch, and it was, and it just added this vast arena for my characters to have the showdown scene, which was my I feel like that was my magnum opus amongst other things I've written. But I owe a lot to my writing thanks to Terry Brooks and Jim Butcher, Brandon Mull, let's see, who else? There's so many. Anne McCaffrey, J.K. Rowling, J.R.R. Tolkien, George R.R. Martin. A lot of those writers, I feel they are the forefathers of the genre, and they do such an excellent job in depicting characters' emotion and conflict, whether it be against another faction, like with the Federation versus the Skaar. And it's a very intriguing conflict because it's basically an allegory, if you think about it and think about our society. That's what sci-fi and fantasy are there for. It's a pedantic tool. And they talk about, there's one character in here that has the control over our weather machine, and I thought, yeah, I know that this isn't fake. And I've written things myself that have been very forthcoming, and I've thought I have a lot of premonition. And I look back and I think, oh my gosh, this is really happening. I really must be psychic, and it gives me shivers. But I just, what happens is I'll have a dream about it, and then 9 times out of 10, my dreams will become reality. So I have to be really careful what goes on in my subconscious mind. But it was very short. I felt rather disappointed by the ending. I don't know if other readers of Shanaara will feel the same. They probably do, because it's an ongoing series, and like any good serial writer, they want to hook you in and continue. It's just like the writer of Burner. I haven't read the second book of Burner yet, but I intend to as soon as I get a job. But once I get the money, I'll get the book. But other than that, I feel like this is, Terry Brooks just continues to improve, and he only can improve more and more the more he writes. And I like the characters that he presents us with. The world he presents us with is rich, and it's unrelenting. And you think, oh my gosh, this is intense. And it does get very, very, very perilous for our heroes. And then part of you feels bad for those who are on the opposing side, but then again, you really don't, because Agent is just, she's this character, although she's a very formidable foe, you just think you're on the wrong side. Why? But actually, I like Agent, despite the fact that she's a villain. She was a very likable villain, I thought. I really don't have that much else to say other than this was absolutely astounding. I was marveling the whole time I was reading it, and I'm glad I had a chance to pick it up. When I saw it, I thought, oh, they have Shanaara. So being the nerd I am, I had to pick it up and read it, and I couldn't put it down. So that's about it. Till next time, live long and prosper. Ciao tutti.